Now Hernandez on trial. Jury selection in the murder trial of former New England Patriots player Aaron Hernandez is underway. Hundreds of prospective jurors filed through the halls of the Fall River Justice Center today. The judge telling them they can still be chosen to sit on the panel even if they have heard about the high-profile case. Hernandez is charged with killing semi-pro football player Odin Lloyd in June 2013. We're joined now by former U.S. Attorney Robert Corrente for more insight in this case. You've been a prosecutor, you've been a defense attorney. What kind of traits are both sides looking for with a juror?
Well, you have to understand in a case like this, the state is going to have to prove every element of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. They're going to want jurors who can see their view of the evidence and can come together and hopefully reach a unanimous opinion. The defense may be looking for somebody who's more of a lone wolf, who might be a prospective holdout juror that would prevent a conviction.
Now, the judge told potential jurors knowledge of the defendant or being familiar with the case aren't reasons for dismissal. Is that normally for a case?
That is the normal rule, because if it were otherwise, there are many high-profile cases in which you could never seat a jury. The Supreme Court has said that you are only entitled not to jurors that don't know anything about the case, but jurors who can set that aside and make their decision based on the evidence presented during the trial.
Now, the judge has instructed them not to comment on the questionnaire. What types of questions do typically pop up on this?
Well, the questionnaire is kind of a first rough cut to weed out jurors that were never going to make it into the final cut to begin with. So they're looking for things like either a physical problem, or if you have a logistical problem that would prevent you from being able to serve, whether you know one of the lawyers, you know one of the witnesses, some obvious red flags like that would prevent jurors from serving.
We have two high-profile murder cases taking place this week. Hernandez and Boston marathon bombing suspect Johar Tsarnaev. Any similarities in the questionnaires?
There will be some similarities, but I think the major difference that you'll see here is because the Tsarnaev case is a death penalty case, a great many of the questions on that questionnaire would be targeted towards that issue. You're not going to have that same series of questions, obviously, in the Hernandez case.
All right. Former U.S. Attorney Robert Corrente, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Kelly?
All right, thanks, and count on Eyewitness News for continuing coverage on air and online of the Hernandez trial. We'll be tracking the case every step of the way and bringing you the verdict as soon as we learn it. And coming up a little later at 6, how Fall River residents and businesses are feeling the effects of the trial and all of the media attention.